viewers. Well, this week I popped along to the ever-expanding offices of Milestone here, the never-ending corridors around this rapidly expanding developer over the past few years to see two of their latest games, Monster Energy Supercross, which you can see here looking very impressive. I'll talk about it later in the video, as well as a tour of the development studio and to look at Gravel, which is also coming out in the next few weeks at the end of February, and that's coming along very nice with great looking mud, I might point out, and we'll talk about more of that in the future. But a nice tour of the studio, but first it was time to hear from the developer Michaela Coletti on development of Supercross.
Hello, I'm Michaela Coletti, R&D programmer from Milestone, and I'll talk to you briefly about Supercross, the game. First of all, it's the official Supercross AMA video game, so it's been missing from the market for a long time, and it's the first time you'll be able to play with an official licensed Supercross title. It's featuring the whole pack of riders, the whole trucks you see in the real championship, and it's adding some really interesting features like full rider and bike customization. You can create a custom avatar with your own suit, helmet, goggles, boots and whatever. And you also can customize the bikes with both performance and aesthetic parts. So you can do a lot to create your own avatar. And there are also some parts that can be unlocked only by fame. So you're going to gather fame points and you're going to get some special and cool parts like butt patches or special liveries that you can only acquire with your skills instead of the in-game currency. So that's one of the parts where you can really express yourself. And the other one is the track editor. Besides all the official tracks, you can also create your own tracks. There's an expansive editor where you can create parts with modular blocks, and you can save them locally and upload them online. So this means you'll be able to play with your friends with these custom tracks or play on your own against the AIs. So that's one of those features that can make a game with extra longevity and extra fun. But even sticking to the official part of the game, there's a cool career mode that will bring you from the 250, we have both the East and West championships, up to the 450 main category. And outside of this, you can compete in online, you can have quick races or championships. So there's a lot to do in this new Supercross game. The visuals have been upgraded since the last time we've seen a similar game that was somehow MXGP3. It's slicker, it's faster and more optimized on all the platforms. And there's a new physics system implemented, so you'll feel the handling more natural, you'll feel more in contact with the terrain and with your bike. And you can also be riding with the first-person views like the helmet or the normal first-person view in the game. So it's aimed to those who love Supercross, both if you have never played such a game before, but also if you are an hardcore fan, because the level of simulation, removing all the helps like the automatic gear shift or the automatic braking, can be quite challenging. So that's a game that it's aimed to Supercross fans, but generally speaking to dirt bike fans. Monster Energy AMA Supercross, the official video game, is out on February the 13th on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC and Nintendo Switch.
So thanks to Michaela for his time there, just giving us a quick guide through the world of Supercross, Monster Energy Supercross. Certainly I think first impressions were that it was just going to be MXGP3, but with using the same tools and just building stadiums. I think we thought it was going to be not much more than that. First impressions were very impressive. I mean, graphically it's moved forward again, as we expect it would on the one hand, but on the other hand it really does look very special, in fact spectacular. The GoPro cameras, which you'll have seen popped in here and there from the replays, were amazing, and you could be easily forgive them for being TV coverage. So in terms of graphics, outstanding. This is as good as a Supercross game has ever looked. Handling, I didn't really have time to go through all the different handling options during this preview. We're going to look at that more in the review and see how that's moved forward. But generally very playable, very intuitive as well. There's always developments being made in terms of the fluidity of the bike and getting it just right, so you can put the bike where you want to. And in that sense, they've really refined and learned a lot from MX GP3 as well. But I think what's impressive about this package that really surprised me was the amount of customization. They've expanded a lot in terms of customization since producing Ride a few years ago, but this is on another level. I mean, everything that is available to the riders, from the suits to the bike parts to the colouring, is available here. And I went through, it was an absolutely exhaustive selection of materials and changes you can make to your bikes, and everything is in there, the riders, the tracks, everything. Really impressive in terms of it being a full Supercross experience. Outstanding in terms of the package. Now obviously I haven't had a chance to see what it's like online. Online will be a key feature in this game, and of course another key feature is going to be the track editor. And again, outstanding. Really impressed. I put a bit of time into it. It's the sort of thing that you can put days, weeks, months into, because you're going to be learning about what connections, bumps connect to other bumps and so on, especially with the corners, to make sure that a track is challenging but it flows. It's easy to make a challenging course with 1,000 bumps, but it's difficult to make a track where the jumps connect and everything flows, and you really need a rhythm to it. And I found myself loving it. You had the sort of overhead view and you had a 3D view, and then I'd ride the course, see what it was like, go back to the menu, change it, and then you can share those tracks online as well. So very impressive. I really look forward to seeing how that turns out, seeing what the community can produce in terms of some of the tracks that are available, and how that vision expands in the future as well. Certainly a very impressive track editor there, but overall for me it was about seeing the game as it is so far in this state. Not far to go till launch now. They really are working on sort of final elements, if you like, bringing it all together and fine-tuning and bug testing and making sure it's a solid product. And in that sense I was left very impressed. The Supercross surprised me in a number of areas, but above all I found it a fun game to play. And it'll be interesting to see how people take to it of all skill levels. I can say that I found it quite challenging in terms of actually winning races, unless you actually really go for it in turn one, where you can overtake some of the field. Actually working your way up can be quite challenging. The other bikers are quite competitive as well. So very impressed with Supercross. That's it for now on this gameplay. We're going to have more gameplay to come on the Team VV Games channel as well. Do subscribe to that and you'll see some content on there as well as on here. And also we've got a gravel preview to follow in due course as well. I don't know exactly when, but you'll see it on the channel very soon. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon.